Welcome back. So we're actually going to continue from where we stopped. So we're going to continue from where we stopped, which is we've created a navigation bar. What this navigation bar, like I said, helps us do is just to navigate within different HTML file. And so, like, we want to actually inherit it in the base template. So these are base templates. So I'm going to create a boiler HTML template for that. Just have um, if a title, and this title, um okay, let me just leave it like this. And so in my body, I'm going to say, so in order for me to inherit the nav bar, so I want to put inherit, meaning I want to take the properties of the nav bar, I want to display it on my base template. There's what they call, like I said, template inheritance. And the reason why you're able to inherit templates in Django is because of the Ginger template. So the Ginger template enables us, Ginger in Django enables us to write Python code um, inside HTML files. The same way you can write JavaScript inside HTML. So the same thing with Django. And so they are in a particular syntax, very funny syntax, but yeah. So in order for me to um, include this navbar in my base .html file, I'll have to call what they call include method. And so in order for me to do that, I would say include. Watch what happens. I already have this pre-installed, and you see you can see from, I already have a Django extension installed in my VS Code. So you can see include tag Django template, which is the Ginger template. Look at how you write the include. So I'm going to, already I have it, I'm just going to say tab. And so it's telling me, so it's a curly bracket followed by %sign at the beginning and at the end. This is really important. Now it's going to add a method include, and inside this it will tell me, it's asking me the location of my HTML file I want to include in my base. So if I go to template, so the reason why I don't usually add anything before the HTML file as in these views, is because we've already told Django in our settings, if you remember correctly, that our template is part of our Django project now. So anything you put inside, anything you put inside the template, you can just call it out. Let's assume that I was supposed to say, maybe I created a new folder and I say base. That's the name of the folder. And I now take my base, my base.html, I moved it to my base folder inside the templates. Then my index.html, I move it to my base folder inside the template. Now, instead of me to just call the location where the nav bar is, this time around I'm going to say base forward slash navbar.html. Oh, sorry, forward slash. Many apologies. Save, and this is it. That's just it. So now I've included properties of my base, properties of my navbar in my base folder. Now this is like a boiler template. I want this to be my boiler template. So something like so if I want to display my index.html now, I don't really need to write everything here, like literally everything here. I really don't need to do that. What I can do is, I'm going to delete everything, literally everything. I'm going to delete everything. I'm just going to leave this. Now, in order for me to um, inherit my base.html file, you think I would do you think I would use include. But before then, now to enable me um make this base.html a boiler template, like a a master template for any other thing to be to to inherit it, I need to also add what they call a content. um in order for me to do that, I would say content, no, block, and yep. So I'm going to call a method called block, and I'm going to end it with an end block. Now I'll just name, I can name this anything, so but usually we usually name it content. Now what this means is any other dynamic, um anything I want to do, any uh any HTML file that will inherit from this. If you want to write peculiar peculiar code or syntax that is unique to just that particular HTML file, will be written here. So the file will inherit every other thing except what is written here. I don't know if you get. So this makes each template that inherits from the base template dynamic. um so that's just about it. And so if you notice this particular dot sign, it means that you've entered something you need to save. Just Control S to save. Now go to my index.html. What I'm going to do now is to call the extend method, and I'm going to extend my base/base.html file. Then when I'm done with that, and I'm now going to use that same block that I called, I'll call that block and block content, then end block, content, then end block. I'm just going to delete this. Now this is my landing page of a student of Base University. I'll just put it inside the end block, inside the block content. Save it. I don't really need to do anything special. The same thing with profile. I can delete everything, all the HTML syntax, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'll just copy. I'm too lazy. I'll just copy this stuff and paste it here. I'll just delete this because this is supposed to be unique to my index.html. Save. And by the time I activate my virtual environment, so I want to run my Django application now. I've activated it. py run server. Hopefully it doesn't give me some error. Okay, good. Then I'll go to 8000, right? Enter. Okay, saying index.html doesn't exist, which is weird. That's just weird. I'm wondering why. Let me just debug and see. Oh, sorry, I mistakenly put index.html inside the base folder. But let's assume that it wasn't a mistake. I can say in this my home function in my views, I'll just say base / because my index.html is now inside my base folder that is in the template folder. So by the time I refresh, it should show me what I want. it shows me an error, that would just be weird. So again, I just need to correct this. So it's saying the nav bar, I'm supposed to remove this base. That's what it's saying. So there's an error there as well. And just refresh. So you can see this is my landing page. This is my landing page, right? You remember that this is our nav bar, right? This is our nav bar. And if I go to / profile, yeah, I think it's profile, you can see what was unique to our profile, which is this is my nice base software engineering learning profile, but with the nav bar here. So I've written just one HTML file, HTML syntax, and I've inherited it in a boiler template. Uh, I've inherited the nav bar in my base, and now I extended the properties of both the nav bar and the base to index. Okay, so you might be wondering, look at my title here. It's just showing me document, and the reason why it is showing me document is because in my base title is document. If I want to make this dynamic, there's a method I'm going to call. Now you can name it anything. Let's just say document. Let's assume that I just want to name it document. But because I want to I want it to be dynamic, I'm going to call out this ginger method, double K curly braces. What this does is it will make this title dynamic. Now, in order for me to call to say, okay, by the time I go to my home page, it should be home, and profile to be profile on this title here, and contact us to be contact us on the title up here. I'll go to my views and write a logic. I'm going to write a logic. I'll call it document or title, and I'll just say home page. Just a variable, home page, however you like it. Now I'm going to put it in a dictionary. Let me see, dictionary. I can name it any variable. Sorry, don't mind the I can say context equal dictionary, and of course a dictionary will carry a key value pair, and I'll say document. What does my document represent? Title. That's this title here. And you see this context, I'm going to add it in my return render. I'm going to do the same thing to the profile as well. So my profile, I'll just say my profile as the string here, my profile. Or I can say my awesome profile, just to make it cool, as my title. And I'm going to add the context here in my return render. Now, like I said, anytime you want to write your logic is usually around your views.py. Now that I've done that, now you see this key document is what I'm going to call here on my base. In my base, that's this document. Let's assume that I said this key value here. The key here is how hi, or let's say hello, and I say hello here. I'm gonna name it hello here as well. Hello, and save. Now what? Let me go back to my HTML file. If I refresh, you can see the title has now changed, my awesome profile, which is what we wrote in the views.py, my awesome profile here. If I go back to my home page, oh sorry, that was a miss. I don't know what happened. So if I go back to my home page, you can see home dash page. I can come and see my home page, and just gonna give space here, and if I refresh, You can see my home page. You can see how you can write just very few lines of code, and it's gonna do very awesome things for you in the front end. So in next video we are going to continue further on tweaking your templates and writing more logics.